Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. We are back, finally, once and for all, for the PlayStation episode of Trove. I'm a grown man and I'm doing this. I completely forgot to wear my cowboy hat in the Xbox episode, but don't worry, PS4 fans, I did not forget to wear the stupid top hat, even though it's slowly caving in on my skull. Even though I have like such a big head, you wouldn't think so, but yeah, I'm not talking about my ego either. My head is actually gigantic. It sucks shopping for hats. How y'all doing today though, folks? Hope you're doing fantastic, wonderful. My name's Scyushi and we are back in some more Trove and on PS4. Ow! The sounds are way too loud for me. Why are they do this? We're on Dino Tamer, by the way, if you guys don't remember. I literally have like nobody on my friends list, and the people that I do have on my friends list, I'm sure are all dead. Just because this is what happens. This is how it all ends whenever I'm playing this game. Let me use my alt. That's no, L1. There we go. Yes, I am Dino Tamer, man. So I don't know what we're gonna do as far as like builds and stuff are concerned. I mean, we're not even touching the end game as far as I'm concerned. Not till way later. Man alive, Dino Tamer is a monster. I mean, granted we're in like an early world, but still, this is a really good character. I'm still very pleasantly surprised, especially with all of his reworks and buffs and stuff like that. Not that he had like crazy reworks or anything. Roll out of the way, but. I'm pretty content with actually maining this guy. Last I recall, we were actually maining the pirate captain, but now that we're actually maining Dino Tamer, it's like, yes, power. It is all mine. So today I wanted to kind of address a couple things, guys. I thought that this would be as good a time as any to talk about just stuff that's been going on with the channel. Lots of thoughts towards, you know, I guess kind of my own progression with the channel and what's going to be going on. Why am I back to the console versions of Trove and stuff like that? First and foremost, I think I'm just kind of just trying to relax a little bit with the way that I approach these. Because what ended up happening, I talked about this in my Xbox episode, but what ended up basically happening with the Trove series on console is it got overwhelming. What can I say? Because I was trying to manage way too many things at once instead of just playing the game and enjoying it for what it is. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing now. I don't know if I'll even add people or bother joining a club. I mean, maybe on PS4 I'll end up joining a club, because on Xbox we've got Jub. On the PS4 we do have the Uggle Squid Club, but the Uggle Squid Club is not really like, it's okay, it's dead, all right? I didn't really leave it with too many people in charge, and even the people that are still like the officers and president and stuff like that in Uggle Squid, they're dead. They've been offline for like a year or something, so I didn't leave this club in good hands. I don't mean anything against the people that were managing the club by any means. No. I'm just saying that you know, whereas with Jub on Xbox, we actually managed to get quite a few, you know, I had quite a few officers that were very active with the game and didn't end up quitting, and they still enjoy Trove as much as I do, right? Despite the fact that we've definitely got our complaints. So anyways, another thing I wanted to talk about is just all the stuff that's going on with the streams lately, D-Live and all this junk, because, you know, out of nowhere, I was just advertising D-Live this, D-Live that. You guys follow me on D-Live, I can end up giving stuff away and blah, 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 blah. Well, that was very short-lived now, wasn't it? Basically, you know, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I'm just letting you guys know that I'm done with D-Live. That's it. It's all over, which is very unfortunate. But what happened was these guys had a fantastic system in place where the site itself generated its own cryptocurrency, so that basically people watching would slowly end up opening these boxes that would end up giving them that cryptocurrency that they could then end up donating. So the site was just a circle rather than a pyramid, and slowly generating more and more income for itself. But of course, the internet hit and started taking advantage of it. You know, people just had alts and stuff like that, just trying to farm this new cryptocurrency, blah, 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 you know, and basically it was just like, oh, this is just, it's not going to work anymore. So the devs ended up up changing the way that it all works, and now it's more so like they had a new way of distributing these points, which was way less interesting for people watching, way less interesting for streamers themselves. I found it just to be so boring that I just outright quit with DLive. And well, they had a recent update as well, and basically just made it even worse. You know, I don't want to go into too much detail with it, but there is no real way that you can end up generating the currency for free anymore for free donations. Even though the whole gimmick of the site was that you would get free, you know, free messages, would end up getting people like sponsored messages and blah, 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 blah. Basically, I would make money by you guys just watching the stream, and then technically speaking, you guys could make money by watching the stream as well. All of that is out the window. Now it's more so related towards, you know, you gotta give money to get money type of thing. And in that regard, it's like, I'm sorry, DLive, nothing against them, because I still think that it is a fantastic format, but if they're gonna be doing the exact same thing as YouTube or Twitch, then why aren't I just on YouTube or Twitch, is what me thinks. So you may have noticed more recently in streams, I kind of want to talk about this officially now that I've actually gone through the hoops and actually tested it out. But there is going to be a link pretty much any time that I'm streaming that's in the description. Was that a shadow? It's just a red. And what happens with this link is it's going to end up going to my Loots account. Now, Loots is actually a really cool system that I only ended up hearing about through people watching me on DLive, so I'm really grateful for the experience that I had with DLive. But basically, you guys will click on the link, type out a message, and then quite literally that message will just show up in the middle of the video as a sponsored message after a 15-second ad. And it's not just like a normal YouTube ad or anything like that. It's not something that interrupts the video. It actually just shows up right in the middle of the video. Easy peasy, there you go, lemon squeezy. You know, people can't use ad blocker to skip it, and it doesn't really intrude on anything as far as the content is concerned. And it like costs you guys absolutely nothing. You literally just send a message, and that's just free money towards me. It's just sponsored donations, which it's absolutely awesome, dude. Like I didn't even know that that existed. So, you know, you guys have really been taking advantage of it lately in the streams, and I really appreciate it, because, you know, YouTube money's not really as high as it once was back in the day. Not to mention with my channel, you know, we can openly talk about the fact that, you know, Trove's pretty much it, right? This is pretty much the only series that anyone's actually watching on my channel, and anytime I start playing all these other games, I still enjoy it, and I'm still going to keep playing other games on the channel regardless. But it's like, if I was honest, I know exactly what it would take for my channel to be more successful. I would just cancel everything and just do Trove videos once a day. That's it. But that's boring, man. I don't want to do that. And I most definitely don't want to end up having a resistor. I most definitely don't want to have an alternative channel either. I know that that would end up probably doing very well. Mine Shapestone. Sure, I can do that if I ever see it. Ah, yes, we'll do this 3-star because this one's beautiful. And, well, what can I say, guys? Like, I've been most of all trying to figure out what I'm going to be doing as far as streaming is concerned, because I'm still torn between whether or not I just say screw it and stream on 100% on YouTube, not even streaming on Twitch. Because Twitch is good in that it has bits and it has way better optimization for me, like as a streamer, you know, watching like the ads and stuff like that. Like it's a much more optimized experience. Whoopsie daisy, that's share, that's not the right menu. It's a much more optimized experience for streaming, right, compared to YouTube. But YouTube has been pretty good, honestly, so I am kind of torn between whether or not I just end up going on YouTube anyways and just who cares, you know? So I don't want to talk about that 100% just yet and say like this is what we're doing, but it's looking more and more like I'll probably just end up streaming on YouTube, especially because of the whole Loots thing, you know, and obviously I get more people watching me on YouTube than I do on Twitch. Whatever, full disclosure here, that's pretty much what this episode is all about, isn't it? I don't mean to prattle on about these things. It is just some topics for discussion that I did want to mention, some more serious stuff, including I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the future series that you can expect on the channel. So as of right now, I've actually still got a lot of videos stockpiled. I don't like that I'm hitting you guys up with so many videos per day. Like, you know, I've been doing like 4 or 5 videos a day lately just because I'm that stocked up. If I was uploading these videos only like 1 video per day or 2 videos a day even, you know, I'd have videos up until next month. That's why I'm just forcing them out as quick as possible, because I mean, you know, this way you guys get a ton of content, even though you can't really keep up with it. But more so, you know, I gotta just get it out there so that I don't have it sitting on my computer or sitting on my YouTube channel and stuff. And with regard to that, I've still got an entire Half-Life series that I did with Joe. And then I also still have the entire Dark Souls series, like Dark Souls 3, that's already well and done. I've got some stocked up Roblox episodes. Roblox is definitely going to be a continuous series on the channel. But all these other games, you know, Dark Souls, that's going to come and go. Even though I really enjoyed it, you know, I know that there's not that many people actually watching it, but I still really enjoyed it. Elder Scrolls Blades, you know, is another one that I want to kind of continuously keep on the channel, at least for a little while longer, because I'm still enjoying the game, but it's definitely getting a lot grindier. But more so, the reason why I wanted to bring this topic up today is because Trove is an MMO, and you guys generally seem to like watching me on MMOs. You know, the next most popular series, I would say, at least as far as relevant series, I should say, is whenever I play Warframe, you know? And it's another free-to-play MMO. Like, this is my demographic. It just seems to be everybody wants to watch me play all these MMOs. And, I mean, I guess it just makes sense because I just love MMOs. So, obviously, I'm going to end up attracting the same people that have similar taste and enjoy the same things that I do. Now, that said, there are quite a few MMOs that I've really been wanting to get into. And I don't know why I haven't up to this point, honestly. So one of them is World of Warcraft. And the big reason for that is because World of Warcraft, like, Trove is my favorite game, okay? I love the way that it plays. If World of Warcraft played like Trove, I would love Warcraft way better, just because it's an actual game with tons of content. Your character looks awesome by the end game, and it's just super stylized, all the loot and everything. It's a Blizzard game through and through. It's a grandfather MMO, and there's a reason why it's still popular today, right? But playing it with mouse and keyboard just doesn't really appeal to me at all. So I actually spent all of yesterday, like, it took me so long to figure out all these add-ons and get all these things compatible with one another and junk like that. And basically I have it set up so I can now play World of Warcraft kind of over the shoulder with a controller. Almost all of the HUD just fades and disappears when I'm outside of combat and stuff like that. And it was a lot to take on, because I've never done anything like that before. Like, I have no experience with World of Warcraft. But now I'm actually very excited to start the Warcraft series, you know, not to mention just playing as the werewolf character, because the last time that I was actually starting the Warcraft series, I was just playing as a generic human warrior, and it's like, dude, the werewolf sounds awesome. I was actually testing out the werewolf character and thought that it was really boring, and then a couple months ago, you know, I was talking about that in a stream, and you guys were actually telling me that once you get out of the training area, the werewolf steps up and is really cool, and you can basically just stay in werewolf form 24/7. Now, the reason this is relevant is because one of the most popular, one of my most popular ideas for a class in Trove is a werewolf class. Like, we've talked about this extensively during live streams, and how awesome it would be to have a character that would just be, you know, a melee version of the Draco, pretty much. But he would end up transforming into a werewolf. And I'm not talking about lunacy mode in the Lunar Lancer or anything. I'm talking a proper werewolf, where you can just toggle, you know, the same as the Vanguard into a werewolf class. And it's like each of them would end up having their benefits. Maybe even the same as the Vanguard, where when you're in human form, you would use like a crossbow or something, some type of ranged attack. And then when you end up going into your ultimate, it would transform you into a werewolf, and then you could end up being a melee character. Not to mention, you know, maybe make it so that your movement speed is increased, so that you actually have mount movement speed or something like that. So it could actually be a contender for one of the fastest farmers in the game. But the trade-off is that maybe you couldn't use amount while you're in that form or something. I don't know. There's just so many, you know, there's so many ideas that just open up with the idea of having a werewolf character. And I think it would be right at home with Trove and just really, really cool with the game, because I would love to see like a voxel werewolf, you know, like it would totally fit. So as soon as I heard that there was a werewolf character in Warcraft, I was sold, dude. I really wanted to play it. I just needed to figure out all those add-ons and stuff like that. Now, the other thing is Elder Scrolls Online. That is another game that I have been wanting to play for a very long time. I actually had a series of it that was quite lengthy with my brother, and we were playing the game way back in the day. It wasn't even on Steam. There wasn't even native controller support or anything like that. So we were actually using like Xpatter to set up a controller, and it was a lot of fun while playing it with him. But the game was going through a big transitional period from being you know, a subscription model to the free-to-play model that they have right now. I mean, the game you still have to buy, but you don't have to pay a continuous sub fee. Obviously, if you pay the sub fee, it's similar to Patreon and Trove. But Elder Scrolls is one of the rare cases where the gameplay is extremely tight and something that I would relate highly close to Trove, just because it's an actual action battle system and very much placated towards console players and playing with a controller. And I think that is absolutely awesome. That is the type of games that I enjoy, even though I play Trove primarily with mouse and keyboard. But my point being is that even though Elder Scrolls has, in my opinion, funner, more stimulating gameplay than something like World of Warcraft, just, you know, right off the hop anyways. I don't know about the end game for either of the games, because I haven't really gotten into it, because I know that Elder Scrolls doesn't really have the complexity to keep up with a game like World of Warcraft. But then World of Warcraft has style over Elder Scrolls Online, because I think we can all agree Elder Scrolls Online, as far as its style is concerned, is extremely tame. You know, your characters are all just kind of generic. Even when you're playing as a beast race character, all you really have is a tail sticking out of your armor for some reason. There's no unique animations or anything. Not like back in the day when we used to play Morrowind and the beast races were actually beast races that had weird funky feet and you couldn't even wear any shoes. Man, those were the days. But, you know, with Elder Scrolls, it is such an awesome game, Elder Scrolls Online. I really, really love it, but the style of it was always unappealing to me. And that's the big reason why I never bothered actually doing a series of it. But the reason why I'm deciding to lock down and actually do a series now is because Bethesda has actually been really, really good to me and my channel. I've actually had, like, and you know, back when the Morrowind update came out for Elder Scrolls Online, I was playing Elder Scrolls Online when it wasn't on the Steam launcher, right? And then I ended up requesting a key for it when the Morrowind expansion came out. They gave it to me almost instantly, which pretty much gave me a free copy of Elder Scrolls Online on the Steam version as well, because otherwise I would have had to buy the game a second time, basically, right? But then on top of that, when Somerset, the other DLC, came out, they gave me that. And more recently, Elsewhere, or whatever, however you pronounce it, the new Dragon DLC, they threw me that as well. So I figured that I owe them one, in all honesty, because what they basically have given me is somewhere close to like $200 worth of their game. Because buying all of those expansions separately, I mean, that Dragon DLC that just came out is like $50 for me, because I'm Canadian. So it's like as good a time as ever for me to get into it, because that game is continuously being developed, and the Skyrim Online mod doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, honestly speaking. Like, who are we kidding? And as much as I would love to wait for the Skywind mod, which basically takes Skyrim's game engine and puts it into the Morrowind world, and I'm still waiting for that. I'm still excited for that for sure. But here we've got Elder Scrolls Online that basically is Skyrim, but as an MMO. Like, if you guys haven't played Elder Scrolls Online, it plays pretty much the exact same as Skyrim. The only thing is that the characters, you know, again, the moves and everything like that, it's very unstylized. Even playing as a warrior, you kind of have, like, these basic MMO abilities of, like, throwing a chain that can grapple an enemy and pull them towards you so you can aggro them as a warrior. And it seems cool and everything like that, but that's probably the flashiest ability they've got. You know, because otherwise there's not really that much video effects or anything like that. So through add-ons, I'm trying to, you know, get the game to be a little bit more cooler looking, I guess. And, you know, not to mention also just using reshade, which is something that you guys already know I've been using with Trove for a very, very long time now. And then last but not least, I wanted to try and have Warframe be consistent on the channel again as well. And most of all, I think that even though there's not really going to be that many of you guys tuning into each of those, you know, I do think that over time, it definitely has a lot more potential than most of the Era games I play. Oh, and then we're also going to be starting a modded Terraria series. I know that even though this was a PlayStation episode, we're sitting here talking about other things on the channel, but I thought, you know, while I got your attention, as good a time as ever to end up mentioning it. That said, all of these and more are going to take a little while before they end up actually showing up on the channel, guys, just because I'm stacked as far as, again, I've got like so many videos to edit of Dark Souls. I've got thumbnails to make for the Half-Life series. I still also have to do Turok 2, one of my favorite games from my childhood, actually has a multiplayer mod to it, which is awesome, and I want to do a series of that with Joe. And I mean, what can I tell you guys? Like, there's all these things that I'm trying to work on at the same time of just also playing video games in general, you know what I mean? And I wanted to kind of be very clear that the big plan that I have over the next following months is to slowly swap over to just playing all these different MMOs with you guys, because I think that that is just so cool, because then we can end up actually, you know, building more of a community beyond just Trove. Because I got nothing against Trove. I got nothing but love for Trove, okay? I love this game, and I love all you guys for all your dedication to me and my channel over the years for sure. But I was there, man. I was there when Trove wasn't the most popular series on the channel. And further than that, Trove is slowly losing popularity, and that's got nothing, you know, that's beyond my control. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm obviously going to keep playing Trove for the rest of my life, okay? Until Trove servers finally come offline, I'm just going to keep playing this game for sure. It is my main game. I love it, and I love making tutorials for you guys and letting you know how things work and everything like that, because this game's definitely confusing, but we don't know its future. We don't know what's happening with this game, you know? It's very scary, not only just as a content creator, but most of all just as a player, not knowing the direction of this game and what's going to end up happening with it, or if anything is going to happen with it, you know? And I'm not trying to end on a low note or anything like that. I'm just trying to hit you guys with the hard truth, you know? We're all in agreement that this game is kind of just slowly becoming irrelevant. It's not that the game is necessarily dying per se. People are just kind of quitting because there's not really that much content left. You know, everybody's already experienced everything that they can. And even with the Gardening 2.0 update, I don't really think it's gonna bring that many people back. Like, even when I do a gardening tutorial, I'll be surprised if I end up getting a lot of views on it, just because we're talking about gardening. Nobody cares about gardening. Not to mention, they really got to get on the ball with updating the console versions of this game for you guys. I mean, right now, you know, all you would get is Bomber Royale Season 2. But they really got to try to rush that out and rush the gardening update out as soon as possible. Because you console players, I mean, I feel for you. It's awful. It really is. Anyways, this was a longer, rantier video than I expected it to be, and you know, I already kind of discussed it in my Xbox episode in a little bit more detail, but basically what I'm going to be doing, based on feedback and stuff that I got in the comments, is I'll probably just outright cancel my alt account on PC where I'm playing as the Candy Barb, because I'm basically playing as the Candy Barb on Xbox anyways, and I don't know, I mean, I might keep the New Beginnings series around, but then I'm literally playing on 4 different accounts of Trove. I mean, I love this game, but come on, give me a break. Either way, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. If you want to go the extra mile of helping me out, and it really does help me out, there's all sorts of support links down below, including the merch, so you can buy some of that stuff if you want. We got a new shirt. I haven't ordered mine yet, but I do got to order it. And it's all cool. It's a Scyushi shirt, and speaking of which, that's why we're in the neon biome today. So either way, thanks for watching. Very much appreciated. And if you want to show some support towards the video, I would appreciate if you would hadouken the like button. Thank you so much if you do. And if you want to join the Reptilian Army, you can hit that sub button down below, which I would appreciate, because for some strange reason we lost like 4K subs or something. I don't know why. Either YouTube deleted them or everyone got angry that I uploaded like 13 videos in 2 days. Thanks for watching, everybody. Sayonara and stay epic.